Hello, welcome to NAB 2026. My name is Simon Hall. I'm a product specialist here at Blackmagic Design, and I'm going to take you through some of the new features in Resolve 21. And we're going to start by having a little bit of a deeper dive into the new photo page. So the idea of the photo page is that users have often used DaVinci Resolve to grade their photos, to get the look they want on the photos. But obviously this came with a little, you sort of have to do a few workarounds to get it right. So, for example, if you dropped a photo in, you were always limited by the resolution that your timeline was because you were dropping a photo into a video timeline. Now the Photos page gives you the ability to view the photos in full res, how they're meant to be seen. And it's great because, we have a lot of customers who are based in brands or fashion. So you can get a photo from a fashion shoot like this one, getting the photo looking exactly how the client wants, and then you can match all of your video. You can match all your video in the color page to actually match this photo. So if we take a look at the interface, down the left-hand side of here, you obviously have your media pool with all your photos in. You can create albums from this. I have an album that runs across the bottom, just here. So as you can see, all the photos are in here. You can easily create a new album just by simply dragging and dropping a photo into a new one. And then down the right-hand side, we have an inspector, and the inspector, again, gives you the controls to control your photos. You can see at the top of the inspector, I've got things that say RAW and photo. So as you'd expect, the RAW is you're actually adjusting the RAW settings. So when you say, when you come out of Resolve, the RAW settings will be saved with the photo. So for example, in here, I'm not happy with the white balance. So I want to do maybe a daytime white balance. The temperature, I can just cool that off a little bit. The exposure looks a little bit dark, so I can crank that up, maybe lift my shadows a little bit. So as you can see, you've got sort of the raw controls that you would expect to have of a piece of software that can handle raw stills. Set it within the photo page. You can go into here, and as you can see, I've got things like cropping. So I can sort of crop left, crop right. I can zoom in, again, typical controls that you would expect to have. So there's my zoom. So again, I can just sort of zoom in to this image. You've got the ability to apply effects as well if you want to apply effects to this. Resolve's extensive library is available to you. So again, I'm going to go with, I've got a film look creator here. So again, I could just drop that on. And I've now got the film look creator. Oh, that looks a little bit shimmery. So again, what I'm going to do is just dial that look back a little bit, and I'll do, let me do the global blend. So as you can see, I can tweak that. So again, you've got this sort of very straightforward to use page. Now the questions obviously are going to be, well, what happens if you want to go further? What happens if you want the elements like you want to change the color of the dress, for example? Well, this is where the color page in DaVinci Resolve comes in. So the photo page allows you to adjust the raw settings, do simple things that you do with photos like cropping and scaling, applying effects. But then if you want to go a step further, all of Resolve's color page tools are available to you. So for example, what I could do is add a node in here. And again, if I want to isolate the dress, I have the ability to do this by using the magic mask.
And it was not impossible, but to be clicking buttons and tracking this is much.
And if I can get all the elements of the dress,
I feel like if I have to edit on the move, it's much better on my
just remove that bit. Now I've managed to isolate the dress. So again, now I can pipe that alpha channel in. I can change the hue, and there we go. It's as simple as that. So you've got, if you are new to DaVinci Resolve, the photo adjustments that you may be used to using in something like Lightroom are available to you. But then there's a whole other area of tools that you can explore to get the best out of DaVinci Resolve's color page and its color sites. So yeah, if you want to take your stills and put them into a timeline, you can do that. So again, if I go into the edit page, you can see that in essence, what happens when you go into the edit page, it opens your gallery as a timeline. So again, I can say, find that clip in the media pool. And then if I go into a new timeline, I can simply drag and drop that photo in. I can go in, and again, I am using, I think, a 1920 by 1080 timeline. So again, I can start to go into this and again, change my sizing controls under my retime and scaling. If I change the scaling to crop, it will crop my image in. And then I've got all my video controls, so I could keyframe this. I could use things like dynamic zoom to navigate around it. So yeah, basically when you're working in your gallery, your clips are actually in an edit timeline. And once you've made the changes, they appear in the media pool, and then you can drop them into a timeline. So yeah, we've got, there's some other sort of headline features in Resolve. One of the big ones is something called IntelliSearch. So it uses the DaVinci Resolve neural engine. And what Resolve has been able to do in the past is identify faces. So when you're sorting out clips, you can identify a face. But now the IntelliSearch will also identify objects. So what I can do is, again, just give you a quick example of this. If I sort of select a few shots like this, I have this button up here called IntelliSearch. Again, I can perform an AI analysis on some clips or all of them. So again, I'm just going to say, just analyze some of the selected clips. And then if I click the button, we've got some of the features that we've had before, things like audio transcription, audio classification. We've got something for slate, which I'll mention in a second. But I've got something called Analyze for IntelliSearch and also Identify Faces. Now what it will do is it will go through and it will take a look at the clips, and it'll identify objects, it'll identify things like animals in the shot. So then what I can do is I can actually go and do a search. So again, I've got an IntelliSearch option in here, and I'm just going to do a search for elephant. And there we go, it's found an elephant. Now, admittedly, sometimes it thinks an elephant's a rhino. Again, it's something we're working on. But again, you can see it can identify an elephant from the shot. You can also make a smart bin for this. So again, if you've got, all your objects, you can pull them into a smart bin straight away. We've also got stuff for clapperboard as well. So again, what we can do in here is the slates. I can select these, they've already been done, but you'll get the idea. Again, I can actually say, go and analyze for slates and use markers. So again, it'll analyze. And now if I open one of these, it puts markers on the image where the slate is. Also as well, for your media file in here, in the metadata tab, what I can do is I have the option to do a slate ID. And what the slate ID will do is it will analyze the clip and drop the metadata into the field, so you don't have to fill it in from the clipboard. So again, we've got some great AI features, again, not designed to be generative AI, to replace the person in the scene, replace the person at the desk, just speed up some of the laborious tasks. So again, you can see in here, I've got camera A, roll, scene, and take. And I'm going to save that. So now, in the media pool, if I scroll down here, there's the scene, there's the take, populated in the media pool. So that's, again, some of the AI stuff. We've got some really cool AI filters as well. So things like the blemish removal tool is great. So again, especially if you're an editor, you may not want to go into the color page to start removing blemishes. So we do have an effect that you can apply in the edit page as well as the color page and the fusion page. So if I go into the effects and I do a little search for blemish removal, I can drag and drop that in, and as you can see, it does a pretty good job straight away. I could dial up the strength, and it's very good at sort of keeping the skin natural looking, but removing the blemishes. And I think that's quite cool. Another one of my favorites is in my effects. I've got something called CineFocus. Again, it's an AI, it's a neural engine feature. I can apply it to the clip, and as you can see, what it'll try and do is it will try and give me kind of a cinematic focus, but it's kind of a really in-depth filter. So again, if I click on the depth, it'll preview the depth map that, again, if you've used before, you're probably familiar with this. Again, I can tweak what the depth map looks like. So I can say adjust map levels. So again, when it's white, it won't be affected by the defocus. It will. So what's white will be try and be in focus. What's black won't be in focus. But then obviously you need to make this look sort of natural. So again, I have a focus area here. And again, I've got a track to focus point option. So again, this gives me an idea of where this is focusing. So when something comes into focus, the edges get harsher. When they're paler, they're less in focus. And again, I can sort of move this around, maybe put it in her face here. You can adjust the aperture. So again, you can adjust the aperture size, the focal distance, but then I can go into the result. And as you can see, it gives me a really nice look. I think I've gone a little bit too far with my aperture. Just dial that back down a little bit. And as you can see, it's working real time, but I end up with what looks like a nice sort of cinematic focus on the shot. And again, it's powered by the neural engine. So, I mean, this is just a handful of, again, Resolve, there's over 100 new features that run aside from the photos and what I've shown you here. A lot of edit tools, a lot of new tools for grading, a huge development in Fusion. Obviously, Fairlight, we've done Fairlight Live that's not quite Resolve, but it incorporates Fairlight into a live environment. So, as always, we've got plenty to see.